Okay, so good morning. It is Thursday, August 27th, 2026. So, it is the last Thursday in August. So, I'm going to start by just talking about the last week and then going over August in general. So, my first note from last week, this happened Saturday night during our Pathfinder session. So, we explore a dungeon, we fight a boss. The boss is like a wizard. She might have been a sorcerer, I don't remember, but spellcaster, her companion who is half monk, half rogue, and like a handful of droogs. So, in the previous session, my character was exploring, and because we had split the party, but we were all doing just kind of roleplay stuff, so it wasn't like, okay, we're gonna split the party in the middle of a dungeon. And I was in the like magic district of the city, exploring, trying to get some info, and I come across a muffin shop. And so specifically, this is a place that will infuse spells into a muffin. So essentially, it's a potion, but it's more fun. But also, as the DM ruled, which is Clay. So as Clay ruled, the muffin will lose its potency after, I think it was like after 24 hours or so, while as a potion will just stay active. So I try a potion that has a random effect. I'm like, this could end up being bad. For all I know, I could eat this and get a curse. But you know what? I'm here to play a game with my friends. Let's have some fun. So Clay rolls a random spell, and he gets spell turning. So what that means is the next time that my character, her name is Noelle, so the next time Noelle gets targeted, being in an AoE does not count, but when she is targeted with a spell, it will reverse and target the caster. So, when this happens, I try to attack one of the enemies with a crossbow. I attack the spellcaster, miss, and then she just looks at me with this serene smile on her face. I'm like, well, I'm dead. I have only 7 hit points. I'm gone. So she casts Acid Arrow. Pretty low level weak spell. And I am targeted. And so I bring up as like, well, I do have spell turning on. So she's now gonna get hit by this. And Clay, as he's gonna roll the die for her to hit, he just kind of winks at me. He's like, yeah, like I know you got it, but all right, we're good. So the 2 hit is a natural 20. And he shows us the die. So it's like, no bullshit. I'm not fudging the roll because it's fun. She rolled a 20 to hit, which is now going to hit her. So in Pathfinder, when you roll a crit, you then have to roll again to confirm the crit, which essentially means you have to hit their AC. The 20 is a hit regardless, but if you hit their AC on the second roll, that's a critical. So that's also a nat 20, which he just rolls in front of us, because a rule that we have at our table is if you roll a 20 and you confirm it with another 20, that it's a double crit. So instead of times 2, you're doing times 4. So the boss took herself out in one turn because I ate a magic muffin. And I think it's really, really fun. It's just so silly and goofy. And then Anthony, one of our friends, he's playing a kineticist, and I don't remember what. He's playing a water kineticist, but it's flavored as blood. So when he basically took out the monk in like one attack, because even Clay was like, I didn't actually realize just how strong you were, or like, okay, that's sort of my bad, but damn. Also, I have a spell because I'm a bard, and so my character is really not spec'd for combat. I like having this character she is spec'd for information gathering, for stealth, all that kind of fun stuff. So I don't have attack spells. I have things like Illusory Crowd, which I think is fun, but we needed a distraction like before the fight started. So I just casted Illusory Crowd. And so a bunch of goblins just show up in the middle of like this like a cult. So like they're having like their meeting about all the stuff they're going to do. And then there's just a bunch of goblins dancing around. And it was great. It was an absolutely good time. Let's see. Oh yeah, there was another 20 rolled when Chris is playing a samurai. And what was it? I think we found an oil of blade lash. So he puts it on his sword and uses it as a whip to like knock someone down. He rolls a 20 on that too. Like the rolls were coming in our favor. It was really nice, which of course means at some point we're gonna have to face that. Like karma's gonna come around, but at least for last weekend, it was really fun. So some other stuff I've done in the last week. I read Princess Knight. I liked it. I had quite a good time with it. I did a video on that and Ribbon Hero the other day. So we intended, as I've said before, we intended a double feature of Godzilla vs. Destroya and Godzilla 98. We weren't able to do them both in one sitting, but we have finished both movies. I think also within this past week is when I finished Space Godzilla. It might have actually been a couple days before, but that's at least 2, maybe 3 Godzilla movies. Progress is being made. I think now there are officially 15 films left. One of them I am just not going to watch as part of the marathon. That's Shin Godzilla, because I've already seen it twice, and I watched it last year, which watched it out of order, but it was still while I'm doing the marathon. -1, because the sequel is coming out, I do intend to watch again, and I've seen all the MonsterVerse movies, but I want to rewatch them. I've seen Final Wars and GMK. I need to rewatch them. I think I watched the first of the animated trilogy, but I don't remember. Like, a lot of these other ones, like, I don't remember GMK super well, but I know I've seen it. I think I watched the animated movie. I'm not even sure. Like, I know I started. I don't know if I ever finished it, because I just did not get into it. From what I've heard, that's pretty normal. Most people don't seem to like the animated trilogy, but I want to go in with an open mind. I mean, I went into 98 being like, I know this movie sucks. I know it's going to be like the worst one, but let's try to have an open mind. And by the time I was done, I thought it was fine. It's not good. Like I had said, it's like, I think it's a mediocre film and a mediocre Godzilla movie. I have seen worse films and I've seen worse Godzilla films. So there's that. The Trails in the Sky demo. I finished that last night. I'm going to be honest, I feel like I need to do a separate video talking about that. Like, here are my thoughts. Like, here's just my honest thoughts on the demo. Here's the stuff I love. Here's the stuff I don't. Because there are some things that I don't. Short version, did I enjoy I played it for like 15 hours. Did I like it? Yes. Am I going to play the full game when it comes out? Yes. I think I am going to play Fire Emblem first, because they come out the same day. And I've been like, I really, really, really want to play SC, but I also want to play Fire Emblem, and I don't want to get spoiled, and I'm not going to get spoiled on SC. Like, I might get spoiled on an extra mechanic or like a new boss if something gets added, but I don't want to get spoiled on the entire new Fire Emblem game. And playing the demo, for a few different reasons, convinced me I'm going to go with Fire Emblem first. I've been listening to MF Doom. So generally what I try to do when I go through an artist is like, I'm going to go through like your studio albums. That's kind of how I call it. So with MF Doom, I feel like that would essentially cover the solo albums, which I've listened to all of those. So I don't know if you hear the pitter pattering, that's Princess. So I'm theoretically technically good. But I've also kind of have this little like caveat where it's, if I really like an artist, I can listen to their other stuff. I can seek out extra material if I want. And I'm like, I do kind of want to. So like, I've also listened to Mad Villainy. I've listened to, what was it? The Mouse and the Mask and Occult Hymn. So that's the Danger Mouse ones. I think there's a handful of other collab albums. I think there's like an EP, a couple mixtapes or so. It's at this point, I've done what I needed to do and what I officially set out to do. So at any point I can say I'm good to move on. But I've just been having a good time. I mean, to be honest, this is what I was listening to while playing Trails. Like, I kind of barely listened to the game soundtrack. Now, when it's just like a story cutscene, like with full voice acting, I will generally turn the music off and like lock in and pay attention to the cutscene. But when it's just like running around doing side quests or I'm in a dungeon, no, I'm just going to be listening to music. At some points as the game goes on, I might just like listen to audiobooks as well. But like, I'm just going to listen to music. So MF Doom has functionally been the soundtrack to SC. And that's an interesting experience. And I don't mean that like, it's interesting, it's not good. Like, no, it's just kind of bizarre, but it rules because I've been having a lot of fun with MF2. And the only other thing to really say is earlier this week, within this past week, I watched the first 3 episodes of 86. I watched it with my sister because she has said that 86 is either her favorite anime or just really high up there. And I think it had been on my list before. I watched the first 3 episodes. I liked them. I just haven't gone around to watching more. I'm still behind on Tanya. I need to get back into that. I'm hoping today I can go ahead and binge the next 3 episodes because I'm about 3 behind. So that was this week. Let's talk about August. Oh boy. So there's a season 1 episode of BoJack Horseman. There's a non-zero chance it's actually the first episode of the show. I don't quite remember. But there's a scene where he's talking to Patton Oswalt the Penguin about his memoirs. And he's like, okay, well, by next week, BoJack, I need you to do like this, this, and this. And then BoJack's like, oh yeah, fine, that's not a problem. 1 week later. Shit, I didn't do any of those things. And that's kind of how the month of August feels. Where I'm like, all right, at the end of last month, I'm like, all right, cool. What's my next slate? I'm going to play Ruby Knight. I might kind of wait for my hand to get better. But it's like, I'm going to play Ruby Knight. I'm going to read Tsukihime. I'm going to, what was the other thing? The fact that I'm forgetting, Victory Gundam. Like, the fact that I keep forgetting Victory Gundam was not a good sign. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to watch this. I'm going to play this. I'm going to read this. I haven't done any of those things. Just not great. August is a month. Okay. Generally speaking, each month will be 4 weeks and some change. That's kind of what happens when you have 7 days in a week and about 31 days in a month, plus February. August, though, really feels like 4 different weeks. You had the first week, which was, okay, I'm going to go on a trip soon, so I want to read Karamazov, and I want to finish it, because I've been picking away at this book, I think, since the end of May / early June, and I've been slowly making progress, and there's points where I will, make a lot of progress. I think I was kind of starting to pick up a bit near the end of July. I want to go ahead and lock in and get this done. I don't want to start anything else because I know I tend to get distracted. If I'm playing a game or watching a show, I will start to prioritize that over sitting down and reading the book. So let me finish this ding-dang book. And also had some work stuff I had to do, some deadlines I had to meet. That was the first week. Second week was I'm on vacation. So I still have some work stuff that I need to deal with, which is kind of affecting my ability to just relax during my vacation, but I'm getting it done and I got it done. I also wanted to go ahead and finish Karamazov, which I did a couple days in, and then once Karamazov was done, once my work stuff was done, was okay, cool. Now I can relax and just enjoy my vacation. I'm not really worried about starting Tsukihime or Victory Gundam. Could I have? Sure. I'm I'm on vacation. Let me just enjoy time with my family. The next week, which was last week, was just, okay, now that I am back, there is a lot to do and a lot to deal with. So let me deal with this. And it was incredibly stressful to the point where for those first few days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and half of Thursday was, I am basically just doing this with very little else. And then the second half of the week was, okay, now I think I can relax and start to function again. Let me slowly kind of do other stuff. And this week, while I've still had stuff to do, I feel like I've been able to be more relaxed. I have been able to engage in media again. And that's been very nice. I also had my birthday in August, which is a mixed bag in its own way. Sometimes as you get older, when I was younger, when I got older, I'd be like, ooh, this is really exciting. Now that I'm older, but still young, I'm like, it's another year gone. But it is what it is. I don't even think I didn't bring this up last week. So that last Thursday, it was a super busy day, very exhausting because I had like some really big stuff I needed to do and I got them done. I also did not eat until probably like 2:30 p.m. and I woke up at 3. And I think the previous night, the last time I had eaten was like 6. So I was pretty hungry. What I ended up doing was I ordered B-dubs. And I'm like, it's Thursday. It's their BOGO day. I ordered 20 wings and a thing of wedges. And I ate them all in one sitting. I do not say that because I'm proud of it. Like, I could eat 20 wings in one sitting. It's just that's how just kind of done and just out of everything I was. It was like, I'm just going to do this and regret it. But here we are. I needed food. To quote Jenna Maroney, me want food. It's kind of been a lot. But some of the other stuff I have been able to do and engage in. Finishing Karamazov. Going on vacation. I watched Ribbon Hero twice and I read Princess Knight in between. Clay and I have played a little bit of Path of Radiance. Not a crazy amount. I think we did chapter 12 a couple nights ago, and the game is definitely a lot better now that the game is a lot better than the last time I tried to play it because it's a lot faster, and that's just nice. I do still like the game. I don't know if I quite love it, but I am enjoying it. But the problem with Path of Radiance is it's kind of are we going to play this or are we going to watch another Godzilla movie? And because Godzilla has been something we've been doing for about 2 years now, at least for me, it's more of a priority because I really want to get this finished. And we have gotten a good chunk of it done. So I'm glad. Like, we were able to get through the Heisei era. We were able to get through the TriStar era, which is just one movie. So hopefully in the next couple days, we'll start the Millennium era. Which, speaking of movies, I think I'm going to try to watch Coyote v. Acme later tonight. And I know Buddy also comes out. I think they technically both come out tomorrow, which means you can watch them like the night before. So hopefully this weekend, I will be able to watch Coyote v. Acme, which I'm really looking forward to. And Buddy, which I'm not as excited for, but I'm looking forward to. It's like, okay, it's a mascot horror movie, like horror comedy. So it's a Barney parody, possibly also inspired by something like FNAF, made by the creator of Too Many Cooks. Okay, this is about to be incredible. It's like, you had me at that. I want to check this out. I had mentioned MF Doom. I did listen to the 2 Joy Division, I guess an EP is also, it was 3, but I listened to Joy Division in August as well. I did actually finally do my Taylor Swift video. I think I've set it to come out tomorrow, but I did finally record that. Although did I finish Taylor Swift in August? I might have. I thought it was July, but thinking about it, I'm like, no, I actually think the last album, maybe the last couple, I did end up finishing in August. No, it was July. Yeah, because I remember that now. I wanted to finish her music by the end of July, and it was like the last day or 2 of July is when I got her done. So yeah, that wasn't August. It just took me 20 plus days to finally do the video. So there's that. Yeah, went on my trip, had a lot of work to do, played the Trails demo. So another thing, because I have not mentioned a lot of writing. Last night, or I guess afternoon, evening, so yesterday, I finished my revisions of Makoto's first chapter in Orichalcum. There's still some stuff that needs to do, because basically when it comes to like the landmarks on the map, like I don't really have names for these yet, so I just kind of put placeholders just in bold. The canyon, the forest, the rivers, like I know where these are. I know kind of how the map works now. Maybe I should have in book 1, but also book 1, it was, here's just kind of one setting. Now that we're expanding, I have to really make sure that the map in my head is the same as the actual map in the story. Turns out it wasn't, and I'm glad I made that distinction. But so, I've been on a bit of a Makoto kick, like kind of chipping away at her chapter, getting it done. And I've also just been commissioning a lot of Makoto art. Just different artists that some of them like, oh yeah, like I kind of know this person, or I've been interested in commissioning them for a while, and just sort of finally getting those done, and I've been very happy with them. Like, my girl looks so pretty. That's about it. So we're about to get into September, so I guess looking ahead, playing Fire Emblem, playing Trails, maybe, just maybe, reading Tsukihime, playing Ruby Knight, watching Victory Gundam. Because let's be honest, Fire Emblem and Trails both come out on the 19th. And when I finish one, I'm probably going to go straight into the other. So, basically I have... Okay, so 19 days, and today's the 27th, so that's, 23 days to do other shit before I'm just going to be doing this and this. I don't know if that's going to be enough time for Tsukihime and Victory Gundam. Like, Ruby Knight is short. I'm hoping I can get, like, once I sit down to play it, I can get through it pretty quick. I'm thinking it's short. Maybe it's not. Victory is 50 episodes, but, you know, you watch 5 a day, you can get it done in 10 days. I think when I was watching Seed, it took me about 8 days, because I got through it pretty quick, because I was just really loving the show and could have put it down. So, I do think I'm going to watch Tanya today and catch up. Jose and I still need to watch Superman Season 3. So we can maybe binge that this weekend, and then next week, Victory Gundam and Tsukihime? Subject to me having to work and get stuff done. Also subject to me trying to sit down and write. It's a lot. But we'll go as we go.